Hey, did you hear about the Uniswap hack?
Yeah,
Call
but
it
at
phishing hack.
this point, protocols on Ethereum has been hacked so much that it's become old news. It's like,
Nobody cares anymore.
yeah, because I'm like, come on, man. Like, okay, once bitten, okay, twice shy at least, But if you're gonna get beaten and beaten and beaten and beaten and beaten again, and still you're not waking up. I had a conversation with one of my uncle, and he said he was talking about his son, and then he said he was advising his son that if in life,
Mm-hmm.
you're walking and then you hit your head against a wall the first time around,
Mm.
right? And you did not learn your lesson to say well, you didn't learn a lesson that there's a wall ahead of you,
Mm.
and then you go again and you hit your head twice, and you didn't learn your lesson again, and then you go again and you hit your head against the wall the third time, then you are stupid.
Mm.
Do you understand what I'm trying to say? So, I mean, this is not to say to people that have invested into Ethereum that they're stupid. Not,
They
no-
are
none of none
stupid.
of none of those things. I'm not saying that. Obviously, you have your general reasons, but what I am
I'm
saying though
saying that
is
they are
that
stupid. It's a stupid. It's a stupid. It's a stupid. Like, okay, obviously, I'm not a crypto expert, so to
yes,
say. When I say crypto expert, I mean on the technology aspect of it. I really do know how to. I understand smart contract. I understand solidity. Understand the other one, clarity for stacks on
yeah,
on Bitcoin. But that's it.
yeah,
Like, I'm not a cryptographer.
yeah,
But then you don't need to be those things to know that this thing is flawed.
yeah.
From the
It's
very beginning,
flawed.
it's trying to solve a problem that does not exist. That and the little problem that has actually been solved on Bitcoin,
Yeah,
trying to solve it and then trying so hard to solve it. And yes, I understand that we have to try. We have to relentlessly
yeah,
try to, provide a solution to something. But then there's no problem here. They
yeah,
created this thing and then it's becoming problematic, and it's because it has become um, a way to control resources. In fact, recently, I think Gensela, maybe the secretary of something something in the US, came
hmm,
out, or is it the former SEC, former chairman of SEC? I can't remember. I
yeah,
have to check what he is. What he's one of those people that
yeah,
is in bed with regulators.
yeah,
Um, he came out and said that Bitcoin is, to him, is the only um, property. Is the only any of these things that is actually a property.
yeah,
That every other thing is a security.
yeah.
You know,
Oh yeah, yeah. I watched that
yeah.
video.
And then it's like people in Ethereum, they started trying to lobby because there's a crypto law that is coming out in the US.
Hmm.
In fact, they're revisiting and looking into a lot of things actually.
Hmm.
We've now, I think one of these days we'll have to go into what has been released,
Yeah,
and then maybe give like a our minor understanding of what it is and what that would entail
yeah,
for investors. So, but then what when you identify something, when you tag something to be a security, it means that you are looking at it as Apple stock,
hmm,
Amazon stock,
yeah.
you
Tesla
understand?
stocks.
Tesla stocks,
Yeah,
and different rule applies to that
yeah,
than something that is a commodity, that is
yeah,
a property like gold.
yes,
If I buy a bar of gold,
yeah,
that just that, you
yeah,
know. Um, so different rule. There's a Huey test that they do.
yeah,
It's something that they a way to test if something is a security.
yeah,
And Ethereum is just, if you really study how Ethereum was created and how it is today,
yeah,
it is exactly a security. If you use
yeah,
the Huey test
yeah,
to run through it, you understand?
yeah,
It is exactly a security. But then for that to be the case and for them to be claiming that okay, they are trying to solve the problems that Bitcoin got,
yeah.
which in my opinion, Bitcoin
What
doesn't have.
what what okay, what exactly are the problems that
No,
they think
initially they
Bitcoin
started talking
has?
about the block sizes
Yeah,
and transaction level and the fact
yeah.
that
Because
maybe
one of the major
uh,
things were the speed,
yeah, that
and
which has
how
been
how many transactions, per block,
exactly, which
you
has
know,
been sorted out by
by
the
Lightning
Lightning
Network.
Network, but nobody wants to look into the Lightning Network.
Yeah,
It's like Lightning Network is there, And
Yeah.
nobody was. So that's why I've concluded that people that champion these protocols, they're just agents of control.
Yeah.
They're just looking for things that they can control.
Yeah,
And their main angst against Bitcoin is, I can control this.
Yeah.
I can't decide to deplatform someone.
Yeah.
I can't decide to,
I think
this wallet can't spend anything. I can't decide to do that.
I think fundamentally people just need to like really look at and ask themselves, okay, what was the whole reason from transitioning from fiat to cryptos in the first place?
Exactly.
Ask yourself that question.
They're forgetting that, and then they're trying to repeat everything that is in the fiat system and bring it into the crypto space.
Yeah,
You
because
understand? And then we're now being plagued with a lot of problems.
yeah,
Bailouts are now happening.
yeah.
So bailouts are synonymous to the fiat system.
Exactly.
They're happening in the crypto space now, and then you are wondering, oh, why is this thing happening? Why is this one collapsing? It's because you guys decided that crypto is not going to be crypto. It's like the intervention thing.
It's just we are back into a fiat system.
Yeah.
Which is
and
is
now
crazy.
Ethereum is trying to move into proof of stake.
Yeah.
What's the difference between proof of stake and the Federal Reserve?
Yeah,
There's no difference.
It's crazy. It's crazy because when I think about it, and I'm like, okay, the main reasons why we actually transitioned into Bitcoin is because we felt like, one, everything was centralized, and therefore there was a central point of failure, which is happening like time and time and time and again. We've seen so many. I think within some of our podcast, some of the episodes, we actually mentioned some of these protocols that have been either been hacked. So there's been a proof of constant issues, with all these different protocols, and so it's like, okay, how then do you feel safe when, first of all, you're going to convert your hard-earned money in such a hard, rough time that we are in, and buying the wrong cryptos? You're buying a crypto that has a possibility of failure because it's not decentralized as it claims to be. That's the point I don't really understand, why people are taking on that action. Because usually, for example, if we come back into the fiat system, when the dollar is collapsing, when things are going haywire, what people tend to do is buy gold as a safe haven, right? So I don't understand why people is like, Ethereum is an exact replication of what a fiat system is, right? And people are buying Ethereum. It's like you're buying more dollars. That's how I see it. You're buying more dollars.
And they complain about the dollars.
And you're complaining about the erosion of the value of dollars.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what's happening in Ethereum, because Ethereum, what you're having is, don't forget that by the time you buy the token, you already have whales, you have venture capitalists that have already bought majority. Well, they have a high stake in the token that you've bought. So again, centralized immediately. Do you know what I mean? This one that we're looking at, Uniswap, that just got hacked through phishing method. For example, 4.7 million worth of ETH.
I think it's actually more than
People say that it's more.
I think it's about 7 million thereabout. Because what I read was they quoted nearly $8 million in dollar value, obviously, funds, but about 7,429 it.
Yeah.
You understand? And like, I'm like, by the way, look at what happened here. They were promised that they're going to get airdrop.
Yeah.
You understand? They were promised that they're going to get airdrop. But then, unbeknownst to the expectant receivers of this airdrop, what the smart contract was actually doing was they authorized the smart contract to spend what's in their wallet. You understand? They authorized the smart contract to. They were going to. They were promised they were going to get $2,200 worth of airdrop. Yeah, worth of whatever token that they were.
Because that token was worth $5.13.
Yeah,
per token.
So they were going to get 2,200, and they because of that they gave access to this person, the malfeasant actor, and then he was able to spend what they have. About 75,000 wallets were affected. So
anyone could have been a
why
victim.
is this happening? Because at the core of it, Ethereum, the solidity language is flawed.
Yeah.
Which is something that Stack Protocol. By the way, this is not me chilling. I'm not shelling Stacks here.
Yeah.
By the way,
Yeah.
Stacks probably have their own issues too.
Yeah.
When it comes to how many VCs own Stack and all
Yeah.
of that. But if you compare, if you juxtapose the two languages that are used, Clarity is a lot better than Solidity.
Yeah.
But obviously, Solidity has been there for a very long time. People have built a lot of things on there. So when you tell them to transition, it's like a long shot.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
Because when I really looked into this, I found out that Solidity is very easy. It's not very easy, relatively easy. Let me use the word relatively easier than Stacks to actually get into, to hack.
Yeah.
If that's the case, to create like a Malthusian smart contract that would actually activate something else in another smart contract,
Exactly.
and then get people to waste their money.
Yeah.
So it's disheartening.
Crazy because now what you would have is you have like, let's say for example, you have a farmland growing fruits, and then you have a lot of thorns with it. So it's like you'll be working on eggshells in terms of your investment, because you don't know exactly what you're about to invest into. Because right now, smart contract, since people have now learned how to use, malfeasant actors have also now learned how to use smart contract, how to code in smart contract. So it's like just the same way people fell victim to this. A lot more, 75,000 wallets were affected.
74,000 wallets.
74,000 wallets were affected. That's a lot of people that got affected just in one go. It's gonna get worse.
Yeah.
They
said notably the code was not verified for the smart contract deployed on EarthScan.
Yeah.
Something most legitimate products do.
But you see, that's a problem because this new language, right, Solidity and smart contract, it's not something that a lot of people understand. And so it also means that it's very hard to kind of like go and verify. Do you know what I'm trying to say? Most people, they look at the project, they look at what the project it's all about, and then they invest their money into it. So
Uniswap on its own is not a bad thing. By the way, obviously, anything built on Ethereum to me is bad, but there are so many things built on Ethereum that people use.
Yeah.
It's I think at the core of it is the
you
smart
support
contract
the
issue.
idea.
Yeah.
You like the idea of Uniswap.
Yeah.
So I think that's usually what it is. A lot of people like the ideas of what's being built on Ethereum. That's a reason why they build on it and they invest into it. But the question is, okay, it's like you're building on sand. That's how I see it.
Yeah, exactly. But my issue again, it goes back to the issue that I've always had with a lot of things. So the UK, US, in fact, the Western countries, Western civilization, or rather, all these quote unquote Western countries, what they did, the reason why they are what they are today is because they stole from other countries.
Yes,
that's one thing that we know. Now, my issue with that is not because they stole; it's because people that are living in these countries today don't actually understand that Africans, Indians are the ones that own the wealth that you guys have today. If we are going to trace it back to where it's all started, it's not because you are that entrepreneurial and that innovative that you were able to achieve what you've achieved. Maybe America, the US in a way, maybe you can say that they actually tried. But then again, when you look at the wars that they've created, slavery and all of those things. So I just want people to understand what it is. That's all. I want people to understand what it is. So Ethereum does not need to camouflage or pretend to be decentralized or pretend to be good, or pretend to be like, they don't need to do that. They could actually be a centralized company that enables you. They can actually come out and say, we are a centralized party. That enables you to create like a decentralized exchange like Uniswap. That's perfect. But my issue is that the narrative that they are selling, they are peddling this narrative and making gullible people
decentralized.
as if they're completely decentralized. It's like Solana. My issue with Solana is not because Solana does not work. Solana is fast. If you've interacted with Solana, with Sol, if you've done any Sol transaction, it's super fast. My issue with that is that they are claiming to be a decentralized platform.
Yeah.
Don't flipping deceive people. Don't
Let them know
misrepresent
what
what
they're
you
getting
have. What you are presenting to them. Let them know exactly what it is that they're getting into. So that we can come out and say the only decentralized crypto that we know and has been proven to be highly decentralized is Bitcoin. Every other thing, okay. How did we get to the conclusion that Bitcoin is highly decentralized? Can we then use that as a criteria to then check every other project? If all other projects are in tandem or similar, rather not tandem, are similar to what Bitcoin got, then we can actually say, okay, this other product is also decentralized. Other than that, come out and say, oh yeah, we're only 50% decentralized. That's also okay.
Yeah.
Why the lies? Why the pretense?
The transparency.
The transparency. Why when you bring it back into geopolitics, why the hypocrisy?
Yeah.
Like the left, and funny enough that I'm in the UK and I'm talking about left because that's how the left and right in the US.
Yeah.
But
we also use the
we
same
also have
things.
that conservatives and Labour.
Yeah.
But what they believe in is that Putin is evil.
Yeah.
That Putin is totally evil. And what he's doing is unheard of. Yes, exactly. You are right. But then,
what about you?
What about you? What about your country?
What Putin is doing?
Have we? Why is it that the US government? What about the president? All of these leaders that we are in charge when the US invaded Iraq, and the people that they displaced. The people
that's exactly it.
Over 1 million people got killed, and all of those things.
The way
then you told me that you value human lives, but then that's what you did in another person's country.
Even right now, when we talk about leading terrorist state, we are looking at the United States.
Yeah.
Everybody's looking at the United States. Right now, it's a no-brainer.
Yeah.
It's a no-brainer. Back in the days, it was easier to kind of like hide all their plans behind the media.
Yeah.
Just I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
But not in this generation. This generation will expose your ass straight.
Yeah.
We know exactly what you're all about. Like Russia, okay, I might not 100% agree with Russia, with what Russia is doing.
I don't even 100%. I don't agree with what they are doing entirely.
To me, Ukraine was once upon a time part of Russia.
Yeah.
It was.
I don't know about that.
Do you know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
Like, so, to me, I say it as a family matter, family issue. Somebody wants to have like their full independence and their sovereignty rights, which I feel like, okay, if somebody actually really wants that, they should have it. Do you get what I'm trying to say? But at the same time too, this is Russia having an issue with its immediate neighbor. Do you get what I'm trying to say? But this is America crossing seas, Atlantic seas and all this, to go and destroy a land, people's land, destroy people's economy, destabilize everything.
By inciting the Ukrainian government to keep on fighting.
Yeah.
And all of that.
So that's one. But then, like Afghanistan, Ukraine, and all that kind of things, all this, I say Afghanistan, Ukraine, Afghanistan and Iraq, all those places that they had no reasons to be there, but they were yet they were there. You find Americans there. We have a saying in Ghana that once America comes into your land, chaos is what follows.
It is.
Yeah. And that's exactly what it is. This is what they are known for. So if you say, okay, I was listening to, I forgot his name, but I was listening to this person on YouTube. When I remember his name, I'll mention. And he said something that was so clear. He said that, okay, right now, let's say, for example, if Iran decides that he wants to come and bomb like New York Times, for example, because New York Times are going to release a print about Iran that it's a lie and that says bomb Iran. Yeah, if they come to bomb in defense of their country, New York Times, who do you think is going to be labeled a terrorist? They would be labeled a terrorist.
Yeah, true.
True.
But I watched a video where so this guy, I think it's a TikTok video, which is a very good social experiment that gets you to start thinking, the way people here see things. So they presented a guy, a Middle Eastern guy, with a lot of beards. You know, obviously with the Middle Eastern beard thing. I don't know how their beards grow.
Yeah.
And then presented a murderer that killed a lot of people, and then asked someone on the street, an American, who do you think is a terrorist? You know, and then she was immediately, yeah, the one that, with the beard.
Damn it.
Yeah, he's a terrorist. And you're like, yeah, do you think? And he's like, yeah, that's how they look. And then the guy was like, nah, this is actually an imam.
Yeah.
And he helps the community.
Yeah.
He does a lot of charity work. This other person that you said that he looks cute, because the lady actually said, he looks good.
Yeah.
So that person that says he looks cute killed 30 women.
Yeah.
But that just gives you an idea
exactly
of what's happening. So that's why it's like somebody was telling me, why is it that I hate it seems as if I hate the left. I don't hate the left. I feel like they are delusional.
Yeah.
And I feel like it's they're ignoramus, like they like the ignoramuses, it's like they don't know anything.
Yeah.
Or maybe they are pretending not to want to know. Like the information is out there. The information, and by the way, this is not just about left, because when it comes to war, it's also the right in America. The Republicans, they sponsor a lot of things. In fact, they are the ones that probably own. Their members probably own a lot of stakes in
weaponry companies.
Yeah, weapon companies.
Yeah.
So they are the ones that actually profit from all these wars. So, but the way I'm looking at it is more of the West in general. So what I need from them is that kind of transparency. What's good for the geese is good for the gander. Is this how he said? So if you're saying that, human rights should be protected, lives and properties should be protected, that should extend to everyone.
Yeah.
If not, then you are a racist.
Yeah.
Like, because basically what you're saying is no, that life don't, those lives don't matter. It's like what's going on, how the government in the UK pays you to take in Ukrainians,
Yes.
but they never pay you anything. They were having multiple debates on even welcoming true refugees that were coming in from Syria. They couldn't bear it. Nah, we don't want these people.
Exactly.
But then the one, I kind of understand that one, in a way, because
You always look out for your own.
it's like, that one is, but I want it to be stated. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Don't hide it under some sort of constructive words.
Nobody-
I want them to come out to the TV and say, we are doing this because these are
white.
the people. We are white. These are people that we are.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
I don't have anything against that. But when you try to no, like, what the F are you like?
Yeah.
Am I a fool? Do I look like a fool to you?
The problem that we will always have is this, that stereotype is here to stay.
Yeah.
There will never be a time where you would say racism is completely gone. No, that's bullshit. People that even claim, I told you, the racism, it's so deeply inbred within us that even we experience black on black racism.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm trying to say?
And then Indians also are racist too. If you are darker in India, then you're a non-entity.
Yeah.
And then also even Middle Easterns in a way are racist to black people because they don't want you to even marry their kids.
Exactly.
If you are dating a Middle Eastern, it's hard. And then you also look at the other aspect of it, whereby they would. It's funny. They would castigate the whites for doing the same thing, but they will turn around and do the same thing. Even Indians.
It's so crazy because within our people,
and then even our people, we also have colorism.
Exactly, we have colorism. So when I say people, I'm looking at Asians. Everything except the white. Because no, not the whites, the West. Yeah. What I see is the fact that we have like this self-hate within ourselves, which is a big problem because anytime,
I think
for
that's
example,
I think that's
today what you were talking about when you were talking about Indian and a white person, Indian marrying a white person is looked up as an achievement. It's self-hate.
Yeah.
Because what basically you're saying is that the white man is more superior than you are.
Yeah.
So it's like, I'm even lucky to have a white man.
It's like-
And that's the kind of mindset we have.
It's like what one of our colleagues was talking about on the phone.
Yeah.
That if we bring in white pea, a white
Urine,
white,
and then we repackage it.
and repackage it, original white man's urine, that people are going to buy it because it's white man's urine.
Yeah.
Like, and then it made me to start. It made me like I agreed with him when he said that, because immediately I remembered that growing up, anything that comes from the UK or US is glorified.
Best. Yeah, it's the
you
best
understand?
quality.
It's glorified. It's like what you were saying yesterday about your Ghanaian president.
Yeah.
Ghanaian president bringing in Singaporean architects to come and redesign Ghana.
Yeah.
You know, whereas you're telling me you don't have qualified architects all over
Anywhere
Ghana
in Africa.
or anywhere in Africa. There's nothing wrong with getting the Singapore if they are the best of the best of the best. But then you really need to make sure that is you are choosing them because they are the best, not because they are from Singapore.
You're choosing them because they're the best. Cool. But at the same time too, he should be a tool. Like when I say a tool, it should be a tool used by the Ghanaians. So let's say, for example, I want a website done. What I'm going to do is I have my ideas, I have everything that I want the website to do, and I'm going to go to a developer, and the developer is going to, do it. And that's how it
You're going to come to me and
it should, exactly. But you get what I'm trying to say. It shouldn't be the other way around. So this guy will come and say, no, you guys don't know what you guys are talking about. I have an idea of what I want to design in Ghana, because to design a new city in Ghana, what it needs cultural values.
It needs to
reflect
consider how the people live and what they think and how they live and they interact.
Exactly.
And it's only a Ghanaian that has been in Ghana that would actually be able to interpret that
exactly
properly.
So it makes no sense to build another Singapore in Ghana.
Yeah,
that's the
saying.
thing. So if you use him as a tool and you say, okay, you are the best of the best, there's a lot of things that you probably consider that we might probably not consider, or then I understand. Okay, cool. But this is what we want. We want this is what we feel like we want Ghana to look like. But what a lot of people tend to do is to say, okay, come and build what you think is best. Do you know what I mean? And so they will come and build you something that they think is best, but doesn't really reflect on the people. And that's something that I'm heavily against, because right now, we Africans in general, if we look at the history that we have a lot of history, but unfortunately, some of these histories cannot be found. So it's crazy, because when we look at the history, the only history that we tend to know, or majority of Africans tend to know, it's colonialism and slavery. That's all.
Colonial history and slavery.
From the Americans, it will always be slavery, and then
the British.
for the Africans, it will be colonialism. And that I find that as a big issue, because when you don't know your past, you don't have an identity. That's how I see it. Because your past is part of your identity.
Complex.
Yeah,
Serious inferiority complex.
Of course.
Yeah, and that's why they hate even themselves. Like we hate ourselves.
Even
do the whole color thing. Like a fairer looking woman is preferred than a darker. Obviously, we have the ones that have good preferences.
Yeah, but I like dark women.
Yeah, I know. But then that's embedded. I get what you're saying.
And unfortunately, what has happened is that over the years and years and years and years, it's been conditioned. I was having a conversation with a very close friend of mine, and he said something to me. He said, right now, for example, I spoke to my grandma. My grandma told me that the Ghans, we are normally originally from Egypt, not Egypt, Israel, right? But when I'm speaking to my daughter, I don't tell my daughter you're from Israel. I tell my daughter she's from Ghana. So this is what's happened over the years. I've been conditioned, or we've been conditioned rather, to believe that originally we are Ghanaians. So now my daughter would never understand, would never
think about the Israel connection.
Exactly. That's what's happening right now. When you lose your history, you lose your identity, because I cannot even picture myself in Israel to start with. When I say Israel, I see another bunch of white people. That's what I see in Israel. So how are you going to tell me, a black man, where I know Africa predominantly has black people.
West Africa.
West Africa,
Yeah.
but West Africa, North Africa is a little bit, but West Africa going all the way down, predominantly blacks. How are you going to tell me that I'm from Israel when I look at the people and they're predominantly white in color? So that's the issue we are having. We've lost our identity, and the only way we can regain is by looking back, and looking at some of the elements that are left. Do you know what I mean? Some of the elements that are left, and looking at, and being inspired, and rebuilding those things. Like what you introduced me to watch yesterday. I didn't even get a chance to watch it when I went home.
Yeah.
But I'm determined to go and finish it. Just for context sake, it's this Ghanaian architect. Do you know his name?
I can't remember his name.
Okay.
I'm terrible when it comes to name.
Yeah, so is this Ghanaian architect that wants to decolonize architecture in Ghana?
Yeah.
So, and he built a house which made sense.
It's on Apple TV.
It's on Apple TV.
Yeah, it's on Apple TV. I think
what is it called?
Home. It's a whole series with a lot of people, talking about how they built stuff and how the guy did. I think he called it Indo something. Indo architect.
Indo home.
I think it's Indo home. But anyways, that's the latest series, the one that is up there now on Apple TV.
Yeah.
The last episode. So in case if you don't want to watch the whole thing, you can watch the last episode 10. That's this episode where he talked about, he was talking about how we've been sold the idea that before you build, and that's true. It's only when I moved to the UK that I found out that people actually still build with wood.
Yeah.
That walls are made of wood.
Yeah.
We don't have that. Like every single thing that we build in Nigeria is made of concrete.
Yeah.
And it's super expensive. And it's not even conducive for us. So that would mean that we have to have ACs and everything just to run those homes.
Because it traps the heat.
Yeah.
In a very hot climate.
Yeah. We are not considering what is good for us. But why are we not doing that? Because we've been conditioned to believe that concrete by the white men, that those are the things that we need to be able to build our stuff.
So
but then this guy, what he did, was to go back to history and then discover historically what we use in building, and he used it to build his home. And his home is amazing. Like like most houses,
doesn't even use AC.
It doesn't even AC because it doesn't need AC. That's what I'm about to say. Because there's no home in Nigeria. I talk more of Ghana. Ghana is even closer to the equator than we, I think, or maybe we are.
We're probably on the same.
No, I don't think so because I think we are probably on the same.
Yeah, we're probably on the same.
Yeah.
Line. Yeah.
6 degrees or something like that from the equator, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can check that. But we have similar climatic conditions.
Yes.
So there's no home that does not have an AC or fans and stuff. It's not possible. If you do that, you're going to bake inside your house if you build those things.
The question would then be, okay, how were we living before colonial time?
That's the thing. That's what needs to be found out. And then those things can be modernized.
Exactly.
Because that's what he did. Like, it's not just about, okay, we are building thatch roof and all of that. No. There's a reason why clay and not where we are used.
Yeah.
Because I could remember even growing up, we used to have this clay pot where we put water. If I go to the village, my main village, we have a clay pot where we put water. It keeps water cold.
Wow.
I'm telling you, I don't know how that thing is constructed.
Yeah.
You understand? But if you know, maybe send us an email.
Yeah.
But if you go online, I think I'm going to probably find something. It keeps the water chilled.
Wow.
Yeah. Like, you know how I get water from my fridge and it's cold?
Yeah.
That's how cold it is. It's in the clay distance, in the heat. So,
oh my God.
so there's a reason why these things are being
ancient technology.
Yeah. So there's a reson why these things are being used. Yeah. By the way, for context, the reason why we started digressing to this is because I say that I always have a problem with protocols. Example, the Ethereum protocol.
Yes.
I feel like they're not telling people the truth. Mm-hmm. They are being mismarketed to a lot of people. They are misrepresenting what they actually are, and then I now use that idea to bring it into the whole Western ideology, Western democracy, and how there is this perception of freedom, whereas it's not actually freedom, and also there's this perception of human rights,
which does not really exist, which is only for the whites.
Even for the whites, because Julian Assange, for example, that I was talking about, They're trying to extradite that guy to the US.
Mm.
They are. It's funny. It's when they are planning to do that, and then the same US is castigating China. China is very. That's why I like China. You know, in a way.
Yeah.
You know, obviously.
Yeah, nobody's.
Yeah. I don't. In a way, let me put it that way. Do you know what they say? So they have this concentration camp where they put a lot of Muslims. I don't know how to pronounce the Uyghur. I think Uyghur, so I'm not going to attempt. So, but they put a lot of Muslims in this concentration camp. So it's like a slave camp, basically, like millions of people. When I say millions,
Yeah, and trying to colonize them.
yeah,
Change their thinking. Even the kids.
they're trying to not just. I think it's reprogramming. I won't even call it colonizing. It's programming this thing that they are running the project.
Yeah.
You understand? Because they're trying to get you out of, like, they don't want you to be religious. They don't want you to proceed, which is terrible.
Yeah.
You know, it's terrible. It's happening in China.
Yeah.
You know, now.
Huge violation of human rights.
Yeah. You know, the same China can't be sanctioned anymore because they are too big to be sanctioned. You know, I think this goes into what one of my cousins normally say in everything, make money. Like if you have money, you have influence. If you have so much influence, you can get away with anything.
Yeah, you can get away with murder.
You can get away with anything because China, yeah, you can sanction them, but it's to your own detriment if you decide to sanction them.
Yeah.
They are violating human rights with what they are doing to the Muslims in their country. But you can say anything that you want to say about it. You can't do anything about it. You know. So, but when the West, I think Secretary of State or something, talked about that, China replied and said, "Boy, you're about to extradite Julian Assange. What did Julian Assange do? What did he do? He didn't do anything wrong apart from publishing your war crimes, publishing that you guys were raping, killing, and pillaging
Yep.
The Middle East. That's what he did. And is it true? Was he actually stating was it a statement of fact? The answer is yeah. You guys did that. So why are you extraditing him to go and serve 170 years? You know, and then you have the guts, the effrontery. So it's like different rules. So it's actually like, I think it
always goes down to who's got the biggest dick.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
What these people actually want. What these people actually want is, we'll do everything that we want to do. Don't ever do it though, because we're only telling you what's good for you.
Do as I say.
Do as I say, not do as I do. Yeah. But what China is doing now is they are copying everything that US is doing, and then when they come back to them, be like, yeah, but you guys are doing this thing there.
Exactly.
Oh, China can. Oh no, but you guys are doing this thing here. So even there's this thing from Putin. You know, I think there was a press release that came out yesterday where he was talking about the US system, and he was boasting, basically, as a dictator that he is, that the US system is da. And then I went into the comments, because that's where you actually get the heartbeat.
The fun.
Yeah. And then some guy was like, why are you people always sharing this guy? This guy is a flipping dictator. And then someone said, but that's exactly what the US did. And the guy can come out with another retort, because it's true.
Yeah. The hypocrisy.
It's true.
The hypocrisy is from the top all the way to the toes.
Yeah. So it's like what you explained the other day. You know, when you go to the $1, that pyramid. There's a pyramid and there's a smaller pyramid on top. That smaller pyramid is what they want us to worship.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. That's the one that you can't enter. It's only selected for a few families, and that's pretty much it.
Yeah. They're the ones that do all of these things, commit all of these crimes, they get away with it.
Yeah.
Like, come on, can someone tell me why the list of people that Ghislaine Maxwell, the lady that was supplying underage kids to Epstein, she had a list, a diary that contained names of people that were these people were their clients. Why was that list not released? She's in jail now. Why is that list not released? Because one thing that we know for sure is that
there's a lot of elites on there.
And Prince Andrew,
it's probably going to be on there.
Our very, very lovely Prince Andrew, a connection to that. So that's one thing we know for fact. Now, who else is there? So it goes into the. So this is why I don't like the Ethereum thing, because I feel like the Ethereum is just replicating everything that we have in the fiat system. Because why this thing is happening is because of the fiat system.
Exactly.
There needs to be some economic incentive that incentivizes people to commit crime, commit plunder, and then be able to make money, because there's a system that they are in control of that they can always. So that's the same thing that will happen with.
That always has a central point of failure.
Yeah. And you have central parties that control things. So those central parties can collude and come up with how they are going to run things.
Yes.
Okay. And that's exactly what's happening. What's going to happen in Ethereum with the proof of stake.
The whole point of decentralizing all this, decentralizing crypto in general is so that it becomes trustless. That's the reason why are we walking away from the banks? We're walking away from the bank because, people have to trust the bank to say that the bank actually has the amount of money that they claim to have in their reserve or in their treasury. And so we have to trust the bank that when you send the money to someone, the money goes to the right person, and etc. The system where we've decided to build, and when I say we, me and all of us, we who are in the Bitcoin community, is a system, that requires no trust. We don't have to trust anyone to do that. It's trustless, because once you start trusting people, then you have to now look at the fact that, okay,
you have to consider the fallibility of human nature.
Yeah. Do you know what I mean? If you're trusting in a group of people, then what we are trying to say is that, one, okay, cool, this group of people must be perfect, and nothing can happen. Nothing should be able to happen to them. But time and again, and history repeats itself, we always see these people defaulting, bank runs happening. We hear all these scandals, different scandals from this bank, that bank, and etc. So why don't you put your trust in a trustless system where
trust maths? Trust technology.
Trust maths. Why don't we do that? Why don't we look more into that? Why don't you invest into Bitcoin? Forget about Ethereum, unless you're willing to take risk. A lot of people that are on Ethereum, they have this notion of a get-rich scheme. That's the reason why they're investing a lot of money into Ethereum.
That's why they invest into all these smaller protocols. Because if you ask them, they'll be like, Bitcoin can return 600%, but this one might do 2,000, 10,000%. They
want to invest $1,000.
That's why I don't have any pity for someone that gets hacked.
So
actually
it's gambling.
Actually don't. If you get, you got hacked. Okay, fine. Do it another time if you want to.
So just say, okay, what I want to do is I want to invest into these protocols as a form of gambling, because that's exactly what it is. So I would say, and I would suggest, put your money just the same way when things happen in the world. We invest into gold. Put your money into digital gold, i.e. Bitcoin.
All right, guys. Thank you for today. Thank you for listening. I know we were supposed to talk about the Iron Mountain Part 2, but that will be another episode. Thank you, guys. Have a lovely day.
Peace.
I wanted to say wonderful and say lovely at the same time. Bye, guys.